Tenants across the country are owing billions of dollars in back rent with the eviction moratorium still in place. But there's help on the federal and state levels for those struggling to pay. So joining us now is Sam Clendening from the Group Metropolitan Tenants Organization. You help tenants apply for financial assistance, don't you, Sam? Give us an idea of what you're doing to help folks, because this is not a hopeless situation, is it?
No, not at all. So the way that rental assistance works in the state is that the federal government gave the funds, and they stipulate what a tenant has to have in order to qualify for those funds. And so we guide tenants who are behind on their rent, facing eviction for non-payment, have received 5-day notices for non-payment of eviction, on how to apply for these different programs. For example, between mid-May and July, we help tenants apply for the statewide Illinois Rental Repayment Program. We help tenants apply for the Chicago Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And now, if you are currently behind on rent, though we don't help you apply for the Department of Human Services in the state of Illinois, you can call their number and find a community resource near you, which will help you submit for this round of funding.
So there's state and federal funds available, but we're hearing that only 11% of the federal funds have been distributed thus far.
Yes, that's correct. That's partially because the federal government has put a number of stipulations and hurdles in the way of the funds being double-checked in the case of fraud, or in the case of other, like, dotted I's and crossed T's, specifically when it comes to when landlords do not fill out their side of an application and they must move on to tenant direct payments.
Are these hurdles, though, keeping people from even trying to apply?
Not from applying, no. The problems that I end up seeing the most are in the process of the application or the distribution of the funds once approved.
Now, we know that the Governor Pritzker has extended the moratorium to, what, September 18th? So there's still time, but yet and still when September 18th comes, they still may not have these funds. So what do they do?
Okay, so if you're facing eviction, the first thing that we urge you do is contact a legal aid program in your area. If you're in Cook County, that would be Cook County Legal Aid at cookcountylegalaid.org. Outside of Cook County, Eviction Help Illinois at evictionhelpillinois.org. Secondly, if you're facing a court date for an eviction, and it's your first time, request a continuance so you have time to seek representation. And additionally, request that you be directed to the Emergency Resolution Program. That's about, I think, $50 million in funding to handle eviction debts that happens once you are in the courtroom.
Now, if they're approved for the grants could cover the rents that have been owed from, what, July 2020 to June 2021. So that's pretty good.
Yes, most of these programs have covered rent owed for the entirety of the pandemic, and some have even covered 3 months forward if you can demonstrate a COVID impact.
And we know that we have talked to people representing the landlords themselves trying to get money back, going all the way to the Supreme Court. How will that affect the tenants?
With the landlords, the biggest issue that at least I've experienced in my work is not so much about the landlords trying to get the money back, but rather landlords not filling out their side of the application, thus thrusting the tenant into the much more difficult tenant-only side, in which a tenant has to take a financial literacy course and go through a whole a multiplicity of measures to make sure that they can receive the payment so that they can handle their rent debt. I can't speak for what landlords have been seeking in court as far as the money goes.
But we, of course, will link something to our website so people can still help out, because there's still time.
Yes,
all
definitely.
Right. Sam Clendening from the Group Metropolitan Tenants Organization, thank you so much. Be safe, be well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.